humans, and welcome to the Madhouse. Specifically my living room. I am taking a quick break while a cake I'm making is cooling down before I go and decorate it. And to find out what this cake is for, watch the video on Friday. I thought I would take this time then to film a video I've been meaning to make for a while. I don't have much time and this is a quick one. It is the Reading Habits book tag, and I was tagged by Alison Tuggle, I believe. Alison spelt with two L's and a Y for some reason. Not one that I've heard before, but she's lovely and she's pretty good at this book tubing, and she also does I think it's Friday Fives with involving music as well, and that's interesting because it's not something I do. But you might be into it, so go check out her channel. The Reading Habits book tag is like the Writing Habits book tag about how you read. So I'll begin. Question number 1 is, do you have a certain place at home for reading? Typically I just read in my bed. I wrap myself up in a blanket like so, or the really nice fleecy one I have upstairs, and I sit in or on my bed with a book. I love it. Number 2 is bookmarks or a piece of paper. Now, I used to be the sort of person who actually folds over the corners of books, and if I'm really desperate then I will do that, but for the most part now I use bookmarks. Either bookmarks that I've bought or bookmarks that I have designed and made myself. I'm planning to get some printed properly just because this was done on my printer before and it's 2 pieces of paper stuck to one another. But I really like dragon designs and I just want them to look nice. I mean, it's completely unnecessary, of course, an ordinary piece of paper would be fine, but why not? Number 3, can you stop reading or do you have to read a certain number of pages or chapters or whatever? To which my answer is, I read whatever I want. To be fair, most books that I read are by Terry Pratchett. So there are no chapters except in some of the more recent ones. He tends to believe that chapters have no purpose outside of children's books, where you just say, I'm just going to read to the end of the chapter and then it's time for bed, okay dear? You do that, but for an adult, there is no need for it. You just find a point, say the end of a paragraph or the end of a sentence, you pop in your bookmark and you close the book. There's no need for anything else. Number 4, do you eat or drink while reading? The answer to this is yes. At the moment I have a cup of coffee and a stroopwafel, which I believe is a Danish syrup waffle kind of thing. They're absolutely lovely. I'm buying them from Lidl at the moment. I want to say Lidl, but people don't get what I'm talking about. And they're fantastic. And when I go to Germany next year, I'm thinking, after some advice, I might go somewhere where there is a bus just into the Netherlands, so that I can go and get stroopwafels in their native habitat. I also quite like popcorn when I'm doing anything really, but I don't buy popcorn very often and I don't make it either. It's a very rare treat. Number 5, multitasking. Do you listen to music or watch TV when you read? And music almost always. I have various playlists depending on what I'm reading. If I'm reading fantasy, then I will read my fantasy playlist. If it's mystery, then I'll go for my mystery, science fiction, etc, etc. You get the point. Whereas TV, I don't actually watch TV very much nowadays because I'm a student and I can't afford a television or a television license. I do have a TV at home, but I didn't bring it with me. And TV licenses are very expensive and something that I can't justify buying. Instead though, I will sometimes watch Netflix or Amazon Prime or something like that. Films are quite good, although I advise not to watch foreign language films and read at the same time, because I was watching, what was it called? Romeos, which is a German LGBTQIA plus film. And I say that because it's both about gay people and trans people. So it's very good and fascinating, but I was trying to watch that and read, what's that called? The one I've been trying to do for ages. Possession, trying to finish off Possession. it was last week this was, and get it done. But I couldn't focus on the two at the same time. I was either listening solely to the German or focusing on the book. I couldn't do both. Now, number 6, also on the theme of multitasking, do you read one book or many at the same time? The answer to which is many, because I'm reading Word Sisters. I'm reading The Tempest by William Shakespeare in this large thing. Excuse me. I'm listening to an audio book of Outlander, which I've yet to finish. I got distracted. And The Stand by Stephen King and Dana Gabaldon, the other way around, that should be inversed, whatever. And also The Alchemist by Ben Jonson. And don't judge me, but there is also Attitude magazine, which is a gay magazine. Don't judge me for being stereotypical or whatever, because I was very, very drunk. There was a newsagent's nearby, I saw it, I bought it. I have a thing for attractive men in suits, okay? I mean, have you seen that, what's it called? Kingsman film? Taron Egerton in that suit at the end, he's very good looking. Now, number 7, do you read at home or everywhere? Now, I don't read in as many places as I used to, but still, when I'm out and about, I will listen to audiobooks when walking along, because I used to walk and read at the same time in a book. But I live in a much bigger place now. It's dangerous, there are roads, there are people who don't follow the laws particularly well, people throw things at me, the kids that is. They give me the nickname of the Magician because I wear hats and gloves and long coats and bow ties. They seem to think it fits. So of course my response to them is just, well, disappear then. I tend to read libraries or somewhere else. I quite like to read. I also read on the pier sometimes or out by the stone circle. It was quite nice really. But mostly in bed. Number 8, reading out loud or in your head? In my head, because my tongue can't keep up with what's going on in my head, so I can go far faster that way. I don't tend to miss things out, it just annoys me. Reading out loud used to make me exceptionally tired. For some reason, it was far more effective than my mum reading stories to me, to read them to her instead. Number 9, do you read ahead or even skip pages? No. The whole point of a book is that it's a linear narrative, unless it's something like Tristram Shandy where it explicitly says go back 3 pages or go ahead 10, whatever. Read it cover to cover. Although in the case of an anthology or a collection like this, you can go to the specific story you want, but then read that from start to finish. Don't just start in the middle and go from there. Number 10, break the spine or keep it like new? I don't quite understand the question, because do you intentionally break the spine anyway? Why would someone do that? It's just, you open the book, if it happens to break, so be it. You don't intentionally preserve it, you don't intentionally break it, it just happens. Number 11, do you write in your books? Only textbooks. I used to hate doing that. I used to fill them with post-it notes all the time, whereas now I've just got page markers. I've had to write all over these annotation ideas and thoughts, but if I'm sitting there reading this, for example, or this one, I'll write down my thoughts in a notepad or on my phone about anything that crops up, or if I'm reading an audiobook or an ebook anyway, I'll quickly Google what I need to, or I'll annotate it within the file. And number 12, who do I tag? I tag everyone in the whole world. I don't know what voice that was supposed to be, because it started just weird and kind of trailed off towards the end. It was just not good. I'm not sure who has done this. I know that Alison's done it because she tagged me. So why not say Lucy and Aurora? And if they have done it, then they need to do it again. If you want to do it, give it a go. I'm not going to say fuck off if you want to do it and you've already done it, or if I didn't mention your name, just do it. Do whatever you want. I'm not your boss. But when I rule the world, everyone shall bow to my every whim. I would be a terrible dictator. Not that I'd be bad at it, rather I would be terrifying. I should never be allowed real power. And that's it then. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please click like, share and subscribe. And also leave me any comments you want on to below. I'm always interested in starting a conversation. And speaking of, today's random question will be, what is this whole deal about breaking spines anyway? I don't get it. Someone explain, please. Also, if any of the books in this video interested you, and I feel really weird saying it, but go on. I recently became what's it called? Book depository affiliate, meaning if you buy any of the books mentioned, I get a small commission. I don't know. I feel like I'm begging. I don't like it. But I'm very, very, very broke. I bought a lot of books. I have not been sticking to my budget. It's unfortunate. Oh, and by the way, I'm taking part in NaNoWriMo again this year. That's what Friday's video will be about. Look out for that. Until then, cheers!